The CBC announces layoffs, but is it really because they're out of money or because people are getting a little bit of a kickback? Let's get into it.
Oh, yeah!
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, the sky is falling. Is it really falling as bad as they say, though, as the CBC announces a 10% layoff of workforce people? Oh, my goodness. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to The Fringe. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you're having a wonderful day today. As this story, I just had to cover it because, well, a little bit more has been uncovered since the announcement was made earlier this week that CBC was doing mass layoffs. And people were saying, hey, this is the end of woke media. This is them already being defunded. Well, I hate to break it to you. It doesn't look like that's the case. In fact, I had my suspicions from the beginning and was just waiting for someone to slip up or for something to come out. And we're going to get to that shortly. But before we do, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for a little bit of a word from this week's sponsor, namely myself. UnacceptableFringeBooks.com is where you can pick up great hits of our books like How the Prime Minister Stole Freedom, One Face, Two Face, Black Face, Blue Face, or Hold the Line, The Ballad of Tamara Leach, as well as all of our other books. I am selling them direct and signed over on my own site, UnacceptableFringeBooks.com. If you don't want to support Amazon, the books currently are available on Amazon, but I do ship them out myself. Now, due to the fact that I have to acquire those books from Amazon and then I have to ship them out to people, and Amazon charges me what they charge me for my copies, there is a bit of a markup. But what I've done with that, folks, is I've included that every single book will be signed by myself as a little bit of an exclusivity for ordering from this site and as a way of saying thank you, as well as Canada-wide free shipping is included in the price of these books. You can go and pick them up. We have some bundles available. This course, post offices get backed up as we get closer to Christmas, closer to the holidays, and I'd hate to see anybody have to tell a loved one, I ordered you something and it's not here yet, and I certainly don't want to get the blame. But you can head over to unacceptablefringebooks.com. There is a link down below in the description and place your orders sooner than later. I'm also having a hard time keeping inventory, believe it or not, because of backed up orders. And as soon as that inventory runs out, I have to wait for more to come. So with, again, backups and backlogs from people shipping during the Christmas season, I can't guarantee that I'll have them quickly, but all orders will be fulfilled. They will be shipped out. I simply ask for patience, but order sooner than later if you're wanting them for Christmas. Now, CBC, let's get on to the meat of this video. Let's get away from the grift shop. Let's get into the meat of this video. As the CBC comes out to report that they're going to cut 10% of their workforce in some programming as it faces a $125 million budget shortfall. Oh my goodness, folks, what are we going to do with our Canadian Broadcasting Company? Let's look at what CBC had to report on the downfall of their own company. As it says, public broadcaster says most cuts will take effect over the coming year. The Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, Radio Canada, announced Monday that it plans to cut about 10% of its workforce and axe some programming to cope with potential $125 million budget shortfall. In a news release, the public broadcaster said it plans on cutting 600 union and non-union positions across the entire organization. The corporation said about 200 vacant positions will be eliminated on top of that. Oh no! The CBC and Radio Canada, the French language arm, will each be cutting a range of 250 jobs, while the rest of the cuts will come from technology and infrastructure department and other corporate divisions, said spokesperson Leon Marr. He said some of the cuts will begin immediately, which is unfortunate given that it's December, but most will take effect over the coming year. CBC Radio Canada, which received about $1.3 billion in public funding in the 2022-2023 fiscal year, also announced Monday it will reduce its English and French programming budgets for the next fiscal years and cut about $40 million from independent production commissions and program acquisitions. CBC programming will take a $25 million hit, and Radio Canada will see $15 million reduction. My question is, for these prostitutes, what's that going to mean for funding from the government? Because we're talking about $1.3 billion. If they're going to take that hit, is the government still going to give them said $1.3 billion? The corporation said earlier this year that it had begun cutting $25 million through measures such as limiting travel, sponsorships, and marketing, and delaying technology initiatives, while smearing the right-wing conservatives, while also lying to the public about facts that that aren't facts at all. They're fake news. The public broadcaster blamed its budget issues on rising production costs, declining television advertising revenue, and fierce competition from digital giants. Well, I mean, that sounds a lot like they're mad about Justin Trudeau not censoring people on the internet hard enough. People like me who bring you this news instead of the CBC. But they're also mad that advertising revenue has dropped because people don't want to advertise with woke prostitutes that give fake news. We've seen the same thing happen with CNN and other outlets in the United States, and now we're seeing it here. CBC Radio Canada said it's also grappling with forecast reductions to its parliamentary funding beginning in the next fiscal year. A fund to help a public broadcaster offset revenue losses during the pandemic is also ending. Oh, the fund supplied the CBC with $21 million a year for 2 years. Now, they leave out a very big part that we're going to get into with this interview, because boy, is this interview classic. In an interview, CBC Radio Canada presenter Catherine Tate said she hopes Canadians won't notice too much. Journalism is core. Prostitutes. Journalism is core, and whenever possible, we are trying to protect those positions, she told the national host, Adrian Arsenault. My hope is that certainly in local news and in the regions, there won't be that dramatic as an impact on our audiences. Tate said that the audience may notice some changes to prime television, fewer programs on GEM, for example, perhaps not all the renewals of your favorite series, and perhaps fewer episodes of some of your favorite series, she said. I love this. Look, it goes on and on and on and on and on. It's it's a big long fiddle violin of, oh, look, our business is crumbling, we're going downhill. This is I'm sorry, I know people hate it when I laugh, but it's friggin' funny. Now, of course, why am I making a video about this when everybody already knows CBC is about to I'm trying to find the tweet here from Pierre. I think it's a reply. I had my skepticism when people were saying, did you hear the CBC is going to lose employees, that they're going to crumble? This is finally the end of it. Well, I'm trying to find it here and I can't find it. It was here a second ago. So anybody who's going to say you should be better prepared when you do these videos, I'm not seeing the reply from Pierre. Maybe he pulled it. But I will show the interview, the infamous interview that really sparked what we have to talk about, and then I'll quote what Pierre Poilievre said, whether or not he pulled it. But let's get into it. Curious about something. Sorry, this is the thing I hate about Twitter videos. They always want to get started before you're ready. But here we go. Let's go in this interview with Catherine Tate. It's a gooder. Let's just go.
I'm just curious about something. I'm going to presume no bonuses this year. I mean, the Canadian Taxpayer Federation said a Freedom of Information request showed $16 million were paid in bonuses in 2022. Can we establish that that is not happening this year?
It's too early to say where we are for this year. We'll be looking at that like we do all our line items in the coming months.
So there's a chance bonuses could still happen at a time when jobs are being cut?
I'm not going to comment on something that hasn't been discussed at this point. So,
okay. I'm just
what she's basically saying, and what Pierre Poilievre had tweeted out, was that the CBC had recently given out almost $100 million in bonuses just before making this announcement that 10% of its workforce would be laid off and cutbacks would be ensuing. This isn't a downfall of CBC. What this is cutbacks to give fat cats and the pigs at the trough executives their bonuses. Pierre Poilievre had chimed it up to $99 million. And kickbacks. That's what we're seeing with the CBC right now. So when people say this is the start of the end, no, it's not. it could very well be. I mean, look, we all know it's coming to an end. We know that Pierre wants to defund the CBC. We know that that's very, very much going to happen when he becomes the Prime Minister of Canada. At least we hope that he sticks to that plan. But this is just trimming the fat to give bigger bonuses. Companies do this all the time, and we've seen it happen constantly. In fact, I'm willing to bet a lot of the people who watch my videos who work for corporations see this sort of thing happen at their jobs quite often, as it seems to be par for the course. Whether it comes to business or government, we always have people that behave in a manner where it's, well, we're not going to cut back, or we're not going to try to make our products better, or we're not going to try to provide a better service. We'll just get rid of staff and take more money for ourselves. We'll just up our bonuses and pay the other people very little to survive off of. We won't up wages. We'll just give bonuses to the higher ups. That's all that's happening here with the CBC. At least that's all I can see. But let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. Are you shocked that they gave themselves bonuses before these layoffs? Will you be expecting to see shows actually cut, or do you think the CBC is just blowing bluster in order to give themselves more money? Let me know what you guys think down below. Also, if you think the government isn't going to fund them as much next year, I'd be curious on that one. Let me know your comments down below. If it's your first time here, I hope this video has earned your subscription. Make sure as you're hitting that subscribe button to click the bell for notifications. Join us live here on the channel every Sunday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time, where we do the weekly wrap and go over everything that's happened in the current week, everything happening in the week prior. And a little bit back and forth with the community. It's great to see you all there. It's great to have another laugh there and have a good time with everybody. I hope you enjoyed this video, ladies and gentlemen. I'll catch you on the next one.